Hi there, Release Fire here, so I'm going to talk you through how I managed to beat the Crab Warden in Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was a tough boss with some similarities to the Scorpion Sentinel, but there are some differences, so I'm going to walk you through this now. Hopefully the video is going to help you out. If it does, drop me a like below. But essentially, because it's a mecha boss, lightning attacks are going to do you the best damage. But you want to mix that up because what you're trying to do is combine staggers with lightning damage, and that will help you to finish it off as quickly as possible. The big difference between this and the Scorpion boss is that it has 4 legs for you to take out, and that should be the focus to begin with. You're trying to take them out as quickly as possible to bring it to its knees, and that will help you to finish it off. However, what you want to avoid is looking it right in the face too much, otherwise you're going to get caught by its biggest attack. So anytime it kind of turns to face you, try to move out of the way because that's when it'll do so much damage. So you can see here I'm just using lightning on that leg, and it's very close to being finished off. You just need to track around to get it again. But again, you've got to stay away from its head. You've got to keep on rolling away from its head, otherwise it will get you with the flame attack or the lightning attack. But once you circle around and get yourself in a good position, you should be able to take out the first of the legs, and then you're ready to go after the other 3. So just keep cycle, rinse, repeating that process and try to take out each of the legs as quickly as possible, and you should be able to stagger it as a part of that process. And then you just want to use everybody's best moves to be able to do as much damage as you can. So press in R2 to use all of your team's big moves to hit it and get it through to the next phase, which you can see it about to do now. So as soon as it goes down, it will then move into the next phase and it will throw out a number of other enemies for you to take out. And the best thing to do is to focus on just taking them out as quickly as possible, and then you're back to just being one-on-one against the Crab Warden. Now you can see here I've used the summon. If you've got a summon, it's a good idea to just throw that out there as soon as you can, because that's just going to do loads and loads of damage. And then while Ifrit's getting right up in his face, you can take control of Barret and just lay in some damage from afar without necessarily worrying about taking too much damage. So you can see everybody's got it distracted while I'm just laying in the damage with Barret. And then using R2 to get the rest of my party to use their abilities to take out the little enemies that are circling around, and then we can focus on finishing off the Crab Warden's second phase with lots and lots of lightning damage. So you can see in the bottom right hand corner I've got ATB charges for most of them, so I'm just going to unleash thunder on the Crab Warden non-stop from everybody all at the same time, while Ifrit is just laying in huge amounts of damage as well, and that will bring it down quite a lot. You can see it's really close to being staggered. And then the other benefit of bringing out Ifrit is that it does this finishing move that will do a huge chunk of damage as well, so that will take it down to less than halfway. And then it's just a case of continuing on with thunder from all 3 of the party to finish off the second phase. And then it starts to go a little bit nuts. It moves around really quickly and it starts to electrocute the floor. And you've got to get off the electrocuted floor area and do your damage from there. So Barret is a good one to have as your main guy, because he can still do damage from wherever. But again, my main focus is to continue on with thunder as much as possible because it does the best damage to it. So whenever the floor is electrocuted, I'm just building up the ATB and then hitting him with electrocutions. And then anytime it's staggered, obviously you want to get in there and do a huge chunk of damage as you would ordinarily. And then because in this phase it's quite mobile and does this huge kind of like spinning bomb drop move, again I was trying to stick with Barret, stick a little bit further back, and then use Barret's best moves to be able to pummel the Crab Warden's pilot, which is kind of like the next thing that you need to focus on. So as soon as you take out the pilot and focus on destroying it, then you can move on to actually going up against the Crab Warden itself. And again, the idea is to use every move to take out the specific feature. So here I'm using Cloud's Limit Break and targeting the pilot once again. You can see it's really close to being finished off. So then again, kind of back off with Barret, do the damage to finish off the pilot, and then I should be able to move on to just the last little bit of health that the main Crab Warden has left. And then it's just a case of using your best attacks to finish it off. So towards the end I could see that it was about to stagger, and I was trying to use the focus thrust from Cloud to get it to stagger, but as it turned out I managed to finish him off. And that is how I beat the Crab Warden here in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like I said earlier, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the links on the left hand side, and hit that bell button if you want to get notifications for all of my videos as they come out. You can see the rest of my guide to Final Fantasy VII Remake with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments and I will catch you next time.